And so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. And we start with an update on a big court case in North Idaho. In just 1 hour from now, a judge will sentence the Kellogg man who shot and killed a family of 4 last June. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is giving us a timeline in that case.
What started as a dispute between neighbors ended with 4 members of the same family murdered. Less than a week before the shootings, Kaylor claims one of the victims, 18-year-old Devin Smith, exposed himself in front of Kaylor's young children. Kaylor says when he told Devin's mother and grandfather, they didn't take him seriously. On June 18th, Father's Day 2023, Kaylor came home from work, grabbed his gun before getting into a heated argument with his 2 adult neighbors. During the argument, Kaylor told officers he reportedly snapped. He pulled out his gun, shooting and killing 41-year-old Kenna Gardapi and her father, Kenneth. Kaylor then broke into the ground floor of the duplex, killing Devin and his 16-year-old brother, Aiken. Court documents show that just minutes after the killings, Kaylor surrendered himself to a Shoshone County Sheriff's deputy who was responding to a report of gunshots.
When I initially approached, nobody appeared to be in any sort of distress compared to what I was dispatched to.
Kaylor immediately told the deputy that he had just shot and killed his neighbors. The murders rocked the small community of Kellogg, which only has a population of about 2,000 people. A memorial was soon put up for the 4 victims.
It still doesn't even seem, I don't even think it's set in yet.
Prosecutors charged Kaylor with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary for breaking into the home to kill the 2 sons. Kaylor initially pleaded not guilty to all of the charges, but eventually he and prosecutors worked out a plea deal on lesser charges.
What is your plea to count 1, murder in the 2nd degree?
Guilty.
The minimum sentence for each of those charges is 10 years in prison and up to life in prison.
All right, as we mentioned, Major John Kaylor will be sentenced at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll certainly be bringing you updates on this story right here on KREM 2 News. That's coming up at 4 o'clock, and you can track it on our website on KREM.com. Boeing announcing a huge leadership shakeup. In a letter to employees this morning, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun announcing he is stepping down. Calhoun has served as the company's CEO since 2019. He will stay on board until the end of the year. 2 other Boeing leaders are also leaving their roles. These changes coming as Boeing has faced a string of safety issues, including the door plug that blew off during a takeoff flight earlier this year. All right, 12:03 right now. We're going to take a turn toward weather and head outside. We are tracking some rain chances throughout the week. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, he is filling us in on what we can expect. Hi, Thomas.
Hey there, Laura. Since about 9:30 this morning, we actually have been seeing some snow showers between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and even as of right now, it is still snowing over Coeur d'Alene. This persistent band, none of our computer models had picked up on whatsoever, so it definitely looks a bit snowier than we forecasted for. I don't think it's sticking to the ground. Our temperatures are still at 36 degrees as it is here in Spokane as well. We have some very low cloud cover overhead. No active precipitation from our outdoor weather center on the south side of town. It's 34 in Coeur d'Alene, so a close call. I'm not surprised it is snowing, but it shouldn't be sticking. But if it stays cloudy like this, I think we might struggle to hit 40 degrees. It's one of those where it's just like starting to look a little bit pessimistic here. If we can get some sunshine, we should easily get into the 40s, but it doesn't look so certain as of this stage. Hence is our chances for showers. Just this cloud cover might just want to linger wherever it wants to linger, at least for today, or just kind of in that in-between season. It's just the weather doesn't know if it wants to be winter or spring at this stage. But look at Wednesday and Thursday. Very much high rain chances all across the region. We'll show you the storm system that'll come into play during the mid part of this week coming up.
We have a traffic alert for drivers in Spokane as construction season gets underway. Today, the Thor Freya project begins with some major closures. We're going to take a look at the detours and what drivers need to know.
Yeah, well, it's that time of the year where you're going to see crews out on the roads, and then you're going to also see a lot of signage in place telling you a little bit more about those details. And right now, if we can pull up that map, give you a better idea of where the project that we're currently talking about is located, right across the highway from that Fred Meyer at the bottom of the South Hill. This project is expected to rebuild the 2 intersections at Thor and 2nd Avenue, along with the Freya and 2nd intersection. Here's what you can expect. Westbound I-90 exit 283B, that's to the Thor Freya off-ramp, that'll be closed. Westbound drivers have 3 rerouting options. You can use exit 286 at Broadway, exit 285 at Sprague, or exit 283 at Altamont Street. Westbound 2nd Avenue will be closed between Thor Street and Freya starting at 6. Northbound Freya Street will be open between 5th Ave and Sprague Ave. The detours are expected to be in place for roughly 10 weeks, so we're looking at early June for when this particular project will be completed. Also, with the improvements of the intersection, the city also says the project will focus on making surface improvements on this stretch of road and will also install new storm, sewer, and water systems. But for now, reporting in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Some tough news for WSU fans today. Head basketball coach Kyle Smith announcing he is leaving the Cougs to take a job with Stanford. Smith led Wazoo to a 25-10 record this year and the school's first NCAA tournament bid since 2008. He also earned the Pac-12 Coach of the Year award. The Cougs season ended on Saturday with a loss to Iowa State. Smith posted a statement on social media thanking the Cougar community, writing in part, quote, "Washington State empowered me to fulfill my dreams, and it is time for someone else to have this opportunity." Smith's decision to leave comes as the Pac-12 faces certainly an uncertain future. WSU and Oregon State will be the only remaining members coming up after this season. All right, tonight the Gonzaga women's basketball team is back in the kennel looking to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. The KREM 2 sports team has a preview of what the Zags can expect.
Gonzaga women's basketball ensured a second game of March Madness in front of the hometown crowd with a win over UC Irvine on Saturday. The Bulldogs came out on top by 19 points, 75-56. Yvonne Ejim put on a show with a double-double, scoring 25 points and grabbing 14 rebounds. Brennan Maxwell chipped in 11, knocking down a pair of threes. And Kaylee Trong had 16 points on an impressive 5 of 8 from the field. So now the attention turns to Utah tonight. The Zags spoke with the media yesterday afternoon ahead of their second-round matchup. Our Mike Boyle was in the kennel for a preview on the game.
The Gonzaga women trying to keep the momentum going as they face a very tough Utah team from the Pac-12 in tomorrow night's round of 32. The one thing that strikes both coaches is the similarities between the two.
They have great shooters as well. They move the ball and they run their stuff well. So, it's like, okay, if we help off, then we might give up threes. If we stay on the three-point line, we might be giving, so it's the same. It is a little bit of looking in the mirror in that way of game planning. And so, trying to figure out what we could be most effective in defensively that might give them the most trouble.
Both teams play hard. Both teams are veteran. I think there's all those similarities. Both teams run a lot of sets. There's a lot of different actions that we can get to. Lots of ball screens in the game. So those are definitely similar. I think we approach it in a different way. I think defensively there's some strengths that we have. We're having to pick matchups. They have to pick matchups too, and figure out who they want to guard, which Trong, who they want to guard Brenna, who they want to guard Vonnie, what they're going to do with Eliza. And there's a lot of that's similar, and I think it plays into the game plan.
Utah hoping to return to the Sweet 16 from last year, while the Zags looking for their first berth in the Sweet 16 since 2015.
All right, thank you, Mike. So the Zags and Utes tip off tonight at 7:30 in the kennel. If you don't have tickets to the game, you can catch that one on ESPN2. The Zags looking to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16.